Good evening. Okay, in last class we were solved some question related to the indices and surd. Now in today's class we will complete the remaining portion of that topics. So let's start. I hope I am audible to all of you. Okay, now the first question for today's session. This is the question first. 243 power 0.13 multiplication 243 power 0.07. Now whole divided by 7 power 0.25 multiplication 49 power 0.075 multiplication 343 power 0.2. So we have to find out the value of this equation. Now in the nominator section 243 to 43, that means the bases are the same. That means we can simply add the powers of 243. So 243 whole power 0.13 plus 0.07 and whole divided by, we can easily break down the 49 in 7 square, and similarly the 7 power 3, that means 7 cube. 343 is the cube of 7. That means we can easily write down 7 power 0.25 multiplies 7 square power 0.075 and similarly multiplies 7 cube power 0.2. Now in one step ahead, 243 whole power 0.13 plus 0.07, that means 0.2. Okay, 0.2. Now 7 whole power 0.025 plus 2 into 0.075, that means 0.15, right? 2 into power 2 into 0.075, that means 0.12. Similarly plus 3 into 0.2, that means 0.6. Now 243, how can break down 243? 243 3 okay 5 times, so that means 3 power 5 and whole power 0.2 divided by 7 power 0.25 plus 0.15 plus 0.6, that means this is 7 9 and 5, that means 1. So power of 7 power 1 and 0 in nominator section 3 power 5, multiply 5 into 0.2, that means again 1. So 3 power 1 and 7 power 1, that means 3 divided by 7 is the answer of this question, right? Clear it? Now the next one is 9 power n into 3 to power 5 multiply 27 whole power 3 and whole divided by 3 into 81 whole power 4 is equals to 27. Now in this case we have to find out the value of n. What is the value of n? Now we can easily write down the 9 is equals to 3 square. So 9 power n will be written as a 3 power 3 square. That means 3 whole power 2n multiply 3 power 5. And similarly, we can write down or break down 27 as a form of 3 power 3 is 3 cube. That means 3 cube into 3, that means 3 power 9. Now 3 into 8, 3 power 4 whole power 4. That means 3 power 2n 3 power 5 into 3 power 9 whole divided by 3 power 3 into 3 power 16. Clear? And okay, there is the in right hand side 27. That means we can write the 3 power 3 27 3 power 3, that means 3 cube. Now in this case we can write down the 3 2n plus 5 plus 9 and whole divided by 3 power 16 and 3 power 1, that means 3 power 17. In right hand side 3 cube. So we can invert the 3 power 70. That means 3 power 2n plus 5 plus 9 and minus 17 is equals to 3 cube. So 5 plus 9 minus 27, 3 power 2n minus 27 and 9 14, that means minus 3. So is equals to 3 power 3. Now the bases are same on both hand side, that means 3 is equals to 3, that means 2n minus 3 is equals to 3. If the bases are on both hand side are equal, that means the power will be equal. So 2n minus 3 is equals to 3. That means 2n is equals to, if we can transfer minus 3 on the right hand side, that means 3 plus 3, that means 6. So now n is equals to 6 divided by 2. So n is equals to 3. That is the value of n. So in this case, n is equals to 3. Clear na? Okay, let's do some another form of examples. Like this question is 5 power 1 divided by 4 into 5 power 1 divided by 4 into 5 power 1 divided by 2. So what is the answer of this question? Okay, do fast. This is the basic question. We can already we have already done this type of question in last session. For example, the options available are A is equals to 6, B is equals to 7, C is equals to 5, and D means 10. Let's do it quickly. Okay, Vishwajit, answer is option C, 5. Anyone else? Okay, Monica, 5. Anyone? Basically, this is the basic type of indices based question. That means all the bases are same. That means 5. We can easily write down the 5 power 1 divided by 4 plus 1 divided by 4 plus 1 divided by 4, 1 divided by 2. It means 5 power, the LCM of 4, 4 and 2 is the 4, and 1 plus 1 plus 2, that means 5 power 1 plus 1, 4 and divided by 4, that means 1. So 5 power 1 is equals to 1. So the option C is the correct answer. Now next one, 8 power 2 divided by 3 into 27 power 2 divided by 3 and 125 power 2 divided by 3. Suppose the options available are 300, B is 600, C is 800, and last one D is 900. Choose quickly the options. You can easily break down the bases. Basically 8 into, correct, I have got answer from this Sujit, 900. Option D. Anyone else? Suppose we can write down 8 in the form of 2 power 3. That means cube of 3, cube of 2 is the 8. That means 2 cube power 2 divided by 3. Similarly, 27 is the cube of 3. 3 cube whole power 2 divided by 3, and 125 is the again cube of 5. So 5 cube and whole power 2 divided by 3, right? 3 into 2, that means 6 divided by 3, it means 2 square. Multiply 3 and 3 cancel, that means 3 square. And similarly 3 and 3 cancel, 5 square. Now 4 into 9 into 25, 36 into 25, 6 fifth 33 or 25, so 990, 900. So option D is the correct answer, 900. Okay, similarly, the next question is 16 power 1 divided by 2 into 64 power 1 divided by 3 and 256 power 1 divided by 4. We can solve this question in the basis of or following the rules of surd or indices. For example, if you solved out this by following the basic rules of the indices. That means we can easily write down 4 square power 1 divided by 2 multiply 64. That means cube of 4, cube of 4, 64, divide whole power 1 divided by 3. Now 256 is the 4 power 4, 1 divided by 4. Now 2 and 2 cancel, 3 and 3 cancel, 4 and 4 cancel. So simply 4 into 4 into again 4, that means 64. 64 is the answer. If there is any question on the portion of the indices or third, we have to or we should try the first indices based formula, indices formula based solution. Then if there is no solution by to following by this indices based formulas, then we have to try the third based. Now the next question is 81 power 0.25 multiplies 16 power 0.25. Now in this case, the powers in the decimal form. Now we have to convert into the fractional form. For example, 81, we can write down 0.25 into 1 divided by 4, right? Similarly, 16 power 0.25, that means 1 divided by 4. Now 81 is the square of 9. So 9 square 1 divided by 4. Similarly, 16 is the square of 4. That means 4 square 1 divided by 4. Now 2, 2 and 4, that means 1 divided by 2. Similarly, 4, 1 divided by 2. Now we can apply the basic formula of surd. That means this is the root over 9. Root 9. Now 4 is the again root 4. Similarly, we can write down root 9 is equals to 3 and root 4 is equals to 2. Now the answer is 6. 3 into 2 is equals to 6 is the answer. Do one more example. For example, 0.001 power whole power 0.25. Now do it. Suppose the options available are 0.05, B is 0.01, C is 0.1, and D is 0.5. Try to convert into the whole number. That means you can write down the 0.25 is equals to 25 divided by 100. We can write down 0.025. That means 25 divided by 100. So answer from Vishwajit is 0.1. Anyone else? Option C, na? Okay. Okay, 0.001, that means we can write down 1 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 1, 1, 2, 3, and 40. Correct? Now, 0.025, we can easily write down the 25 divided by 25 and divided by 1, 2. So, 20, 1 and 0, 0, 100. Now, 1 divided by 1000, 10,000, we can easily write down the 1 divided by 100 square. 100 square. Multiply 25 whole divided by 100. Now 1 divided by 100. So 25 divided by 100, that means 1 divided by 4, and 2 and 4. So 2 into 1 divided by 4, that means 2 and 2. So 1 divided by 100 whole power 1 divided by 2. It means we can write down the root over 1 divided by 100. Now we can easily write down the 1 divided by, if you remove the root over, we can write down 1 divided by 10. It means 0.1. 1 divided by 10 is equals to 0.1. So answer option C is the correct answer, 0.1. Now next question is 0.08181 whole power 0.50. What is 81? That is the square of 9. And if you convert into the whole number, that means 81 divided by 1, 2, 3 and 4, that means again 10,000. So 9 divided by 100 whole square, multiply 50 divided by 100, that means 1 divided by 2. So 2 and 2 cancel. 9 divided by 100 is the answer, or we can say that the 0.09. We can also write down the 0.09. If the options available in the form of decimal, that means 0.09 is the correct answer. And if the options available in the fractional form, that in 9 divided by 100 is the correct answer. Correct? So we can skip this question. Now find the value of n to the power 2 power n plus 6 and equals to 8 power n plus 1. This is the another type of question. Now we have to equalize the basis on the both the side. 2 power n plus 6 is equals to 8 power n plus 1. That means we can easily write down the 8 is equals to 2 cube, right? So 2 power n plus 1, n plus 6, we can write down the 8 is equals to 2 cube. That means 2 cube whole power n plus 1. Clear? So now the bases are the same. That means n plus 6 is equals to 3n plus 3. We can write down the 3n plus 3. 3n plus, sorry, 3. 3n plus 3. Now n plus 6 is equals to 3n plus 3. That means 6 minus 3 and 3n minus n. That means 3 is equals to 2n. Now 2n is equals to n is equals to 3 divided by 2. So the value of n is the 3 divided by 2. Okay, we can write down the in the form of decimal form, or we can solve the 3 divided by 2 is equals to 1.5. Correct. So it's totally depends on the available options. So if the options available in the form of decimal, that means 1.5 is the answer, and in the options available in the form of the fractional form, that means 3 divided by 2 is the also correct answer. Correct? Okay, now the last question is, if to the power 2x plus 4 is equals to 16 power x. So now then x power cube, x power 3, the value of x power cube, x power 3, sorry. Okay, do it quickly. What is the value of x cube? Just balance the both the bases of the both hand side. Okay, the first answer by Monica is the 8. Anyone else? Vishwajit, 8. Okay, 8 is the correct answer. 2 power 2x plus 4. We can write down 16 in the form of 2 power 4. That means 4x. So 2x plus 4 is equals to 4x. 4x minus 2x. So x is equals to 2, na? X is equals to 2. 4x minus 2x. So that means 2x and 4. Correct. X is equals to 2. So x cube is equals to 2 cube basically. That means 8. We should find out the value of x cube. That means if the value of x is 2, similarly we just put down on the x power cube. That means 2 cube is equals to 8. Okay, if root over 3 power n is equals to 81, then the value of n is, what is the value of n? ऐसा क्वेश्चन कर चुके क्या? Okay. Okay, let me know the value of n. What is the value of n? Monica, 2. Okay, anyone else? What is the value of n? Okay, 2 and 8. Okay, let me check. Root over 3 power n is equals to 81. That means we can write down the 3 power n and whole power 1 divided by 2. Right? Now, what is 81? If you convert in the form of 3, okay, we can write down 3 power 4. 81 is equals to 3 power 4. That means the bases are the same in this case. Now n divided by 2 is equals to 4. So n is equals to 8. Correct. 8 is the correct answer. The value of n is the 8. Just break down the 81 in the form of 3. That is the 3 power 4. Okay, now next we do another type of question. Basically, it is also usually asked in the competitive exams in the square root section. Although this is the type of some type, it is also asked in the section of square root and cube root, but basically this is the uh, based on the third questions. So that means we can also solve in the form in the using by the using of the third based rules. Now what are the question? First is the, if the root over 12 plus under root over 11 plus under root over 19 plus under root over 36. Basically this is the basic types of the square root questions and usually asked in the any type of competitive exams. So let's do it. Okay, 4. Okay, 12 plus 1 plus under root 19 plus 36. What is the 36? 36 is the uh, value of 6. Correct? Root 36 is equals to 6. Now, similarly, we can solve 12 plus under root 11. Now plus, we can easily add 19 plus 6, that means 25. Now in next step, 12 plus under root 11 plus, what is the root over 25? Root 25 is equals to the 5. Now again, 12 plus 11 plus 5 is equals to 16. That means root 16. In next step, 12 plus, what is root 16? Root 16 is the 4. Now root over 16 is equals to 4. So answer is the 4. So 4 is the correct answer. Now next question is under root 8 plus under root 57 plus root under 38 plus root under 108 plus under root 169. What is the value of question? Just follow the same basic logic and we can find out the answer. Monica, 4. Anyone else? Again, answer is 4. Okay. This is 169 is the square of 13. Na? So 13 plus 108, that means 108 and 13, 21, 121. Now root over 8, root over 57 plus root over 38 plus root over 121. Okay, this is the root square value of 13 plus 108, that means 121. Now again 121 is the square value of 11, that means 11 plus 38. Now 8 plus root over 57 plus 38 plus 11, that means root over 49. Again the 49 is the root value of 7, that means 7 plus 57 is equals to 64. Na? So 8 plus 64, root over 64. 64 is the root value of 8. So 8 plus 8 is equals to 16. So again answer is the 4. Is it clear? Now do one more example. Okay, root value of 248 plus under root 52 plus under root 144. Do it fast. Options are 4, 8, 16 and 24. Okay. Option C by Monica, Vishwajit 16. Anyone else? Sorry, 144 is the root value of 12. 12 square is equals to 144. So 12 plus 52 is equals to 12, 64. Na? So 248 plus root over 64. This is the root value of 12. That means 12 plus 52 is equals to 64. Again 248 plus root over 64. That means 8. Now 248 plus 8 is equals to 256. That is the root value of 16. 16 is equals to 16 square is equals to होता है 254. That means root value of 56 is equals to 16. I hope you all can easily do this type of question. Now the next type is root over 2 under root 2 and it goes to the infinite. Now always remember, in this type of question there is no sign of any plus or minus in between these root over, right? So the value or this type of question is the answer are the same. That means if there is 2 or 3 or 4 any number used in this root over, that means that is also the answer of that question. If the values goes to the infinite, that means the answer is the 2. Correct? If there is the value of 8 root over 8 under root 8, that means if the answer if this series goes to the infinite, that means answer again 8. Clear? Similarly, the next question is root under root 7 under root 7 under root 7 under root 7, and it goes to again the infinite to the infinite. That means the answer is 7. So this is the shortcut method. Basically आपको कंफ्यूज करने के लिए इस टाइप से क्वेश्चन देता है, बट वी कैन इजिली फाइंड आउट द सेम नंबर सेम आंसर which is used in the under root. Clear? If there is no sign and it goes to the series to the infinite, that means the answer will be same number. Now another type of the same type of example, if the root over 6 under root 6 under root 6 under root 6 under root 6 and there is no infinite sign, directly we can it asks the what is the value of this under root values. So now in this case we have to use the basic formula to find out the answer. Now the what is the formula? Basically the formula is x power 1 minus 1 divided by 2 power n. This is the basic formula to find out the answer. Clear? Now in this case, what is the x? X is the number used under the root, that is the 6. Now what is the n? N is the how many types this x used in the under root, that means 6, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now in this case n is the 5. Now we simply have to put down in this formula and we can easily find out the answer. Now the x is the 6, that means 6. Now power 1 minus 1 divided by 2 to the power n, and n is the 5. That means 2 power 5. So 6 power 1 minus 1 divided by 2 to the power 5, that means 32. And we can easily write down 6 power 32 minus 1, that means 31, and whole divided by 31 divided by 32. So the answer is the 6 power 31 divided by 32. This is the answer. So we have to remember this formula to find out the answer in this type of question. And always remember, there is the no series to the infinite. That means we have to use this formula to find out the answer. Right? It is clear? X power 1 minus 1 divided by 2 to the power n. Now, this is the another example, and let me know the answer. What is the answer of this question? Root over 7, under root 7, under root 7, under root 7, under root 7. How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just use the formula x whole power 1 minus 1 divided by 2 to the power n and find the answer. Okay, Vishwajit, 7 power 63 divided by 64. Anyone else? 7 power 63 divided by 65. Okay, Monica, 63 divided by 65. Okay, anyone? Okay, 64, no? Correct. There is only one difference, or we can say that the difference will be only one from numerator to denominator. Okay, now x is, in this case, x is 7 and the n is the number of x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Correct? Now, x is the 7 whole power 1 minus 1 divided by 2 to the power 6. Correct? That means 7 whole power 1 minus 1 divided by 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 6 times. That means 64. Now, 7 power 1 minus 1 divided by 64 minus 1, that means 63 divided by 64 is the answer. Correct? Now last one is under root 6, under root 6, under root 6, under root 6, and this goes on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 times. Now what is the answer? Again, similarly, we have to use the same formula to find out the answer. X power 1 minus 1 divided by 2 to the power n. In this type of question, there is the only calculation, that is the 2 into 2 into 2. In this case, 2 into 2 into is goes on the 8 times. That means 255 divided by 256. Right? Anyone else? 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, 8 times. That means 256. Correct. 256 is the answer. So that means the 255 divided by 256. And basically in exam hall, there is no need to calculate, there is no need to write down the whole formula and put down 1 minus 1 divided by anything. We can easily directly multiply the number of 2's. Correct? And then just find out the option, what options are available in the question. Now in this case, we can easily say that the answer will be in the form of the 6 power. That means how many times? 8 times, na? Just multiply 2 into 2 into in the 8 times. That is the 256. Now just minus 1 255 and whole divided by 256. That is the short form of the solution. 6 power 255 divided by 256. Now the next type of question, suppose there is the sign available between the root over 6 plus root over 6 plus root over 6 and plus and goes on goes to the infinite, and we have to find out the what is the equivalent value of this root values. Right now this time there is sign available and also the series goes to the infinite. That means this is the combined question of last two type of question. Similarly, if there is the no sign, the answer will be repeated that number, and if there is the no sign and the series not goes to the infinite, that means we have to use the formula. Now in this type of question, just break down the number into the both into the parts, or we can say that the into their factors. It means we can easily write down the 6 is equals to 2 into 3, right? We can easily break down the 6 in the form of 2 into 3. That means if any number which can be break down into their factors, that means we can easily find out the answer of this type of question. Now if the available sign is plus, that means we have to choose the bigger number, that is the 3. So in this case the answer is 3. Now suppose there is the sign of minus root over 6 minus root over 6 minus root over 6. Now in this case, if the series goes in minus form to the infinite, so now we can easily break down into factors of the 2 into 3. Now in this case we have to choose the smaller value of the factors, that is the 2. So this is the basic difference. If there is positive, then we have to choose the bigger number, and if there is the minus sign, then we have to choose the smaller number. So it is the very easy type of question, but just we can break down into the factors of the number, right? Just remember the sign of any sign of the equation. If the plus, then we have to use the bigger number. If the minus, then we have to use the minus number or choose the minus smaller number, right? Now suppose if the 2 plus root over 2 plus root over 2 and plus, and it goes to the infinite. Now the what is the value of this equation? For example, now in this case we have to break down 2 into their factors. So the smaller factor is the 1 into 2, right? Now what is the answer? There is the plus sign, that means we have to use the bigger number, that is the 2. So answer will be 2, not 1, right? If there is the positive sign, that means we have to use the bigger number. Now again, suppose this will be 20. Suppose 20 plus root over 20 plus root over 20 plus it goes to the infinite. That means we can, what are the factors of 20? The smallest factor will be 4 into 5, right? 4 into 5, that means 4 into 5 is equals to 20. Now the positive sign, that means we have to use the bigger number, that is the 5. So answer will be 5, correct? Okay. Now suppose question is root over 56. and the sign is minus 56 minus root over 56 minus root over 56 minus root over 56, and it goes to the finite. So what will be the answer of this question? Okay. Answer by Monica is 7. Anyone else? Just break down into the factors of 56, that is the 7 into 8. 7 8 ja 56, and the sign is the minus. That means we have to use the, or we have to choose the smaller number, that is the 7. 56 equals to 7 into 8, and we have to use the smaller number, that is 7, for minus sign. Correct? So answer is the 7. Now, if the number will be can be break down into their factors easily, then we can use this logic to find out the answer. But suppose there is any number which cannot be converted, or which cannot be break down into their factors, that means we have to follow the another logic or another formula to find out the answer. Suppose there is a question and the number is 5. Suppose there is the number which is 5, and we cannot directly break down 5 into their factors. That means we have to use a formula to find out the answer. Okay. If there is 6, then we can break down into 2 into 3, 56, 7 into 8, right, and so on. But in case of any number which cannot be break down into their factors, that means we have to use a formula, and the formula is root over 4a plus 1 and plus 1 divided by 2. Sorry, 4a na, not 8. 4a plus 1 divided by 2. Now in this case, what is the a? Basically a is the number. So in this case, 4 into 5 plus 1. Correct? Now plus 1 and whole divided by 2. So this will be 20 plus 1, that means root over 21, and plus 1 divided by 2. Correct? Now in this case we have to find out the root value of 21, जो basically 4 point something होगा. You can find out the root value of 21. Now in this case 4.5 something plus 1 and whole divided by 2, that means 5.5 divided by 2, and if the divided by 2, that means 2.79. It equals to 2.8. It totally depends on the available option. If there is a 2.79 or 2.8, we can write down the 2.8, or approximately value 2.8 is the answer. Now this is the traditional method, but we have a shortcut method to find out this type of question, because we have no enough time in the examination. Then we can also find follow the basic shortcut formula or shortcut method. Now suppose just imagine what is the number just above the 5, because there is the positive sign. That means we have to use another number which is just above the 5, and we can easily break down into their factors. So what is the bigger number from 5 is 6. Just bigger number, just one bigger number, that is greater than 5, that is the 6, and we can easily break down the 6 into 2 into 3, right? Now in this case, usually the options available are in the form of this, that means 2 less than a and less than 3, option A. B, 3 less than a less than 2, and C, 3 greater than a greater than or less than 2. एंड डी नन ऑफ द एबव। इस टाइप का जो है ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल होता है अगर ऐसा क्वेश्चन आए तो। इफ देयर इज ए क्वेश्चन इन दिस फॉर्म देन द ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल आर विल बी इन दिस टाइप ऑफ ऑप्शंस, टू लेस देन something like that. Clear? Now in this case we just imagine the what is the bigger number of the 5, that is the 6, and now the we can also break down into their factors into 2 into 3. Now in this case we have we can write down this 2 less than a less than 3. Clear? Now the what is the answer? Option A is the correct answer in this case, because the exact answer is the 2.8, which is belongs to the between 2 and 3. That means 2 less than A less than 3. That means bigger than n, then less than 3. That means 2.8. So in this case the answer is the 2 less than A less than 3. Clear? Any doubt? Now suppose do some another example to clear the concept. For example, this is the question, and in this case there is the sign of minus. In that case, if the positive sign, that means we have to visualize or we have to choose the bigger number, one bigger number from the given number. That means if there is the plus sign, that means we have to use the 6. Now in this case there is the sign of minus, that means we have to use the smaller number of the 5, and which can easily break down into their factors. So that means if the smaller number of 5, what is the smaller number of 5 that will be break down into their factors? That is the 2. Only 2 can 2 is the number smaller than 5 which can be easily break down their factors, and so we can write down 2 is equals to 1 into 2. Now in this case 1 less than A less than 2 is the answer. Clear? If we follow the logical method or jo traditional method, so in this case 4A plus 1 minus 1. If there is the sign of minus, then we have to use the formula of minus 1 and whole divided by 2. Now in this case 4 into 5 4 into 5 plus 1, that means the root over 21 and minus 1, so divided by whole divided by 2. So 4.58 minus 1 whole divided by 2. Now in this case 3.58 whole divided by 2, and the answer will be 1 point something 79, or equivalent to approximately 1.8. So what is the 1.8? Belongs to the 1 less than A less than 2. It is less than 2 and bigger than 1. That means the exact answer is the 1 less than A less than 2. So this is the shortcut method, and this one is the traditional method to find out the answer. So just remember, if there is the plus sign goes to any bigger number of given number, that means if there is 5 then 6 or any number which is given, just go to the bigger number which can easily break down into their factors, and just if there is a factor, so convert into this type of form, that means less than or greater than form. Clear? Suppose if the question is 3 plus root over 3 plus root over 3 right, plus to the infinite. Now we know there is no chance to convert into their factors or break down into their factors of 3. So there is the plus sign used in this type of question, so we can easily goes to the bigger number of 3. Now what is the bigger number of 3 which can be easily break down their factors? So we cannot use the number 5. अच्छा, एक चीज और याद रखना है, जस्ट रिमेंबर one another thing, that is there is the only difference of 1. D will be only 1, difference will be only 1 of their between their factors. For example, if you use the bigger number 4, we can easily break down into their factors 2 into 2, but there is the difference of D is equals to 2, so we cannot use this number as a bigger number of 3. We can directly use the 6, which can be converted into 2 into 3, and the difference between this factor will be 1. Okay, so this is the rule of the second rule, to use the bigger number. If there is the difference of 2, which we cannot use as a factors or bigger number of given numbers, just remember the difference will be 1 between their factors. So 2 into 3 is the factor which can be used in this case. So we can use the 6 as a bigger number of 3. That means we can easily write down through 2 less than a less than 3. That is the answer of again this type of question. Okay, y cannot take 1 into 3. There is the difference between 1 and 3 is equals to 2. So we cannot use any breakdowns number which can be difference between the factors of 2. Just remember the difference should be 1, just 1. Right? If the difference between the factors is bigger than 1, then we cannot use their factors in this case of the question. So just remember the difference will be just 1, not bigger than 1 or not greater than 1. If you use the 1 into 3, that means difference will be 2. Okay, one more example. For example, 7 plus root over 7 plus root over 7 and plus and goes to the infinite. What is the value of this question? Answer of this question. Now in this case, what is the bigger number of 7 which can be easily break down into their factors? So we cannot break down 7 into their factors. That means we have to use the bigger number of 7. That will be it may be 8, 9, 10, 11. But we cannot use 8 or 9 because if the factors of 9, 3 into 3, 2 into 5, and similarly 2 into 4. But the differences of factors, difference between the factors will not be greater than 1. That means in this case difference is the 2, in this case difference is the 0. Just difference will be 1. That means in this case 5 minus 2 is equals to 3 is the difference. That means directly we can use the 12 and the factors of 12, 3 into 4, and the difference between the factor is the 1. That means you can use the 12 as a bigger number of 7. That means the answer will be 3 less than a less than 4 is the answer of this question. Correct. 3 less than a less than 4 is the correct answer. Now suppose there is a sign of minus. There is sign of minus instead of plus. That means we have to use the smaller number of 7, which can be easily break down into their difference with the into their factors with the difference of 1. Suppose there is the question of root over 7 minus root over 7, root over 7 minus goes to the finite. So in this case, we have to use the smaller number of 7, and that is again 6. So 2 into 3 is the factor, and the difference of the factors between the factors is the 1. That means you can write down the 2 less than a less than 3. Is it clear? Now that's it for the surd and indices. In next class, we will discuss about the simplification or algebra. I will notify you in the WhatsApp group. Now, okay, 1 hour and 6, correct. So that's it for today. If there is doubt, we can easily write down on my WhatsApp number, and I will help you. Any doubt, I will sort out.